of evil person goes out of their way to ruin a child's birthday party? Did you do it on purpose? I'm nervous. I don't like seeing sad kids. Well, I guess here we go. Happy Apple Picking Day! Our usual 2 reminders. If you want a chance for one of your stories to be featured on Am I the Bad Apple, you can submit it to our subreddit, r/Am I the Bad Apple. And as we're discussing apples in the comment section, remember, I love when you guys talk and communicate and discuss, but we all come from different branches of the apple tree, so we're going to all have different experiences, and those experiences form our opinions. You never yell at someone just because they experience something differently than you, or that they've never had that experience and just don't know. Like, never shame someone for just not knowing something. It doesn't make them want to learn. So, without further ado, let's get started with this week's episode of Am I the Bad Apple? Let's go apple picking! Apple number 1. Am I the bad apple for firing a server in front of everybody? Everyone's been saying that I should go back to guessing what I think my answer is gonna be, so I'm gonna go crab apple, maybe? That's what I'm assuming, that's what I'm feeling. Let's see if I'm right. I work at a restaurant as a general manager. We've been having some problems with our servers and our deaf dishwasher. Since he's deaf, I tell everybody not to put any hot trays in the dish pit. Instead, put them on the table next to the dish pit because he knows those are hot. I also taught them how to sign hot so that if they're in a hurry, at least sign hot so that he knows and doesn't hurt himself. Well, people haven't been doing it. It's not even that we get busy and they aren't paying attention. We could be slow and they'll just flat out ignore my sign and still put hot dishes in the dish pit instead of the table right next to the dish pit. One day he almost got burned really badly, but a cook stopped him from what he was doing and grabbed his hand. After that, I was done. I told everybody this is their final warning. He has a disability and we have to accommodate him. Next time I see people not putting hot dishes on the table, that's a write-up. So one day I was in the storage room and I heard one of my servers tell a girl, we'll call Sally,
"You better put that plate on the table. It's still sizzling. If the manager sees, she's gonna write you up."
Sally says,
"I don't care. Maybe they just need to fire him and get a new dishwasher."
I come out of the storage room, see Sally sitting there on her phone, and also see the plate still sizzling. And I say,
"Oh, you don't care?"
Sally looks at me, goes to get an oven mitt to move the plate since it's already off the wooden part. And I said,
No. You don't care. You can go not care at a different drop."
She stared at me with her mouth wide open, but I pointed to the door and I said, "Bye. Go not care. See you later." She stormed out and kicked down the trash can on her way out. I'll add, this was not my only issue with Sally. She's done a bunch of things before this, but this was definitely the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't think I was wrong. She was perfectly fine with not following the rules put in place for the safety of our dishwasher, like another human being. But some people say that I acted like a jerk, so I'm just asking, was I the bad apple? No, absolutely. Honestly, I am touched and so glad that you're so passionate about this, because this is a really big problem. Because the biggest thing is Sally clearly knew how hot it was, because when she realized she messed up, she quickly went to go get an oven mitt for herself because she knew that it wasn't safe for her to touch it. And she still blatantly made the choice to set it somewhere where someone could harm themselves. Not only that, is actively talking about well, it's inconvenient for me to move one step and put it on another table, so they should just fire the guy because I don't know for sure, but it definitely sounds like Sally doesn't value this human being because he's disabled, and I of course I don't know for sure, I'm just assuming, and I try not to assume things from a lot of the stories, but that's the feeling that I'm getting, and I don't like that. We don't stand that, and if she's willing to put a disabled person in harm's way, which she is doing by blatantly choosing to just leave hot sizzling plates and whatever trays just out for him to grab, but bottom line is she was willing to put this individual in harm's way. That's gross. That's gross to do to anybody, much less someone who's disabled. I feel like she's what are you trying to harm this person? Physically harm this guy? That's gross behavior. Absolutely not. Originally, I thought reading the title, maybe crabapple, because like, you know, if someone's doing something wrong, yeah, get rid of them, but maybe don't air their dirty laundry out to the whole restaurant. But no, this person was willing to physically harm somebody. That's not okay. That's not someone who I feel like, you know, needs to be coddled. And if she's gonna publicly talk about, oh, I don't care if he gets hurt, I don't care, maybe they should just fire him, blah, 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 then she's not someone that I feel like, oh, okay, you wanna publicly yell that around? Okay, publicly get fired. You know, like, it's one of those things where, as some of you guys know, when it comes to people who are like really rude in comment sections, I'll usually take exactly what they say in a comment and literally just reflect their exact words back. And like, that's the vibe that I'm getting, you know? It's giving them a taste of their own medicine a little bit and showing them how rude it is. So I'm going good apple, 100%. I really love how this manager values his employee in like accommodating his disabilities. I think that's great. And good for the coworker standing up to her colleague and saying like, hey, you need to do this or it's gonna be a write-up. And I'm glad that Sally's out of there because she's just a dangerous individual to have around there. If she's willing to harm people, you know, like she's willing to let people get physically burned. Like, she needs to go. I'm glad she's gone. Apple number 2. Am I the bad apple for rubbing my pregnancy at my sister's face? Trigger warning for miscarriages. My name is Kayla and I'm 22 female. My sister Leah, 25, unexpectedly had a miscarriage a week ago. I felt especially guilty because I recently found out that I'm pregnant as well, but I haven't told anybody yet. I felt so bad, so I decided to keep quiet about it for as long as I could because I didn't want to take any attention away from my sister's grief or cause her any pain. This became a little bit of a problem when my family arranged a get-together at her place to help her feel better where alcohol would be involved. The night was going fine, and my sister really seemed to be smiling and enjoying herself. I was staying away from beer and vodka, just kind of shutting down the strange looks from my friends and family who know I never usually turn down an opportunity to drink. Most were believing my lies, except for my sister's friend Ash, who came up to me and asked,
What? Are you pregnant or something? Why aren't you drinking?
I laughed and said that I was just watching out for my health and trying to change the subject. My sister saw us talking, however, and came up with a shot in her hand. She said, I'm so glad that you're here and I want you to take a shot with me. I had a feeling that Ash told her that I wasn't drinking and came to confirm her suspicions. I turned her down and said that I was just happy to be in the moment with her and hanging out with everyone, but Leah got this teary look on her face and eyed my stomach. She set down the drink and asked me slowly if I was pregnant and trying to hide it. I froze in that moment, which must have basically confirmed what she was suspecting. She burst into tears and asked again, much louder this time, which caused most of the people in her apartment to just look at us. She looked me in the eyes and said,
Either drink the shot or tell me the truth.
I wasn't sure what to do, so I opted to just tell her the truth. I told her I wasn't trying to take any attention away from her, but she wasn't listening. She started accusing me of coming to her apartment to boast about my pregnancy and how I got what I always wanted. She then said that I shouldn't have even come to the party knowing that I couldn't drink and that I obviously knew that people were gonna ask if I was pregnant. Basically going on about how I was attention seeking and trying to ruin this for her. At this point, our dad stepped in to calm her down, but she was belligerent at this point. My boyfriend and I decided it was better for us to just leave, and I got a quiet few congratulations on the way out, which just made me feel worse. She's not really talking to me right now, which I kind of understand, but at the same time, all I wanted was to be there for her. People are more so leaning on her side because I guess she's going through a hard time right now, but I feel like I'm not being listened to. Mom told me that she understands, but that it was wrong of me to come knowing I was pregnant. I thought not showing up would be even worse, but I don't know. Did I make the wrong choice? Am I the bad apple? I forgot to do a prediction, I'm so sorry. But no, this person is not the bad apple, and I feel like there's gonna be some people who don't like what I'm about to say. And I'm saying this with the most love and the most gentle hugs. When you're faced with a tragedy, other people's lives don't stop. Not even just a tragedy. Like, I've seen people who are getting engaged and getting married who are like,
What? You're engaged too? Unacceptable. acceptable.
Like, no. Just because you have something going on in your life doesn't mean that other people's lives also stop. You know, other people do want to get married. Other people do want to start families. Other people do want to XYZ. Just because your job laid you off doesn't mean that your sister getting a job is like slighting you. Like, no, she's just trying to live her life, you know? I feel like the parents are enabling this. Like, I feel like this is very unhealthy to just assume that when you are going through a rough time, which is valid, like, go through your rough time, be in your feelings, mourn, grief. Like, this is a terrible thing that's happened to this sister, you know? Like, miscarriages, I can't even imagine. I've never been pregnant, I've never had one, but I can't even imagine the kind of pain and guilt and grief associated with that. This is a big deal that she is valid to want to sit in her grief and be sad. Like, I'm not saying she's not, but I don't agree with making her sister the villain in her story just because her sister also became pregnant. Like, other people around you are not going to stop growing their families. Other people around you aren't going to, you know, if she was pregnant, especially before the miscarriage, what do you expect her to do, you know? And it's not like she even came and told anyone. Like, she was obviously trying to keep it to herself. I don't know why the friend felt the need to meddle the way that they did Ash. Like, that's really kind of gross behavior. I think that's very strange. Like, why are you worried about whether or not your friend's sister is drinking when your friend is grieving the loss of a pregnancy? That just feels like really weird priorities to me. Like, if that were my friend, my focus would be, what does my friend need? What does she do? Like, I wouldn't even know that the sister was there, to be honest. I feel like that's really weird behavior. But I'm gonna go, no, it's a good apple because, again, I think they're completely right. It would have been so much worse if she just didn't go to the party. Like, she went to the party with the sole purpose of comforting her sister, supporting her sister. She didn't flaunt anything. She didn't tell anyone anything. She just made choices that was healthy for her unborn child, and people wouldn't let it go. Like, do you honestly think other people in the room didn't suspect? They probably did, okay? When they saw she wasn't drinking, they probably asked, she gave them a lie. A lot of them probably knew it was a lie, but they didn't say anything because it's not the time or place. Ash, it's not the time or place. Like, why would you go out of your way? You know your friend is grieving. Why would you go out of your way to make her feel worse? Oh, I know you just lost your baby, but did you know that your sister's having a baby? She's not telling anybody, but she's keeping a secret. Like, that, what kind of a friend does that? That's not a friend. I've decided Ash is not a friend. That's really poor friend behavior. Like, Leah needs better friends. I'm just gonna say it. So I'm going good apple. I don't think, I usually say, like, there's a lot of stories that you guys might be able to sway me in the comments, but no. For the last two, I feel pretty good and solid in these decisions. So 2 good apples so far. Apple number 3. Am I the bad apple for choosing to breastfeed? I, 33 female, and my husband, 37 male, welcomed our beautiful baby boy earlier this year. We live a 2-day drive from my in-laws. They came to visit us right after he was born, and they would just hold him and refuse to give him back to me for hours. They also didn't follow the rules that I set for my baby and actually mocked me for them. They made fun of me for saying they can't kiss the baby and proceeded to kiss him right in front of me anyways. It's so annoying. We usually do a combination of breastfeeding and bottle feeding pumped breast milk, but when we went to visit them, I didn't bring any bottles and told them that he would exclusively be breastfeeding while we travel. Partly because it's a pain to pump and deal with storage of breast milk, especially while we're not at home. But honestly, the biggest reason is I didn't want my in-laws to keep my child from me the entire visit. I had a very traumatic birthing experience, and my son almost didn't make it due to complications, and due to those complications, I'm now infertile. He is my only child, and I'm using his feedings as an opportunity to get him back in my arms, just to kind of hold him close. My mother-in-law said I was being selfish and trying to keep him from her, but she's had plenty of time with him. She just doesn't feed him. I can't help but wonder if this makes me the bad apple or anything. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do another prediction. I'm so sorry. I'll do it for the 4th one. I'll remember for the 4th one. Okay, so I have my thoughts, but I want to remind everyone, we all know I'm not a parent. I don't have a child. So, like, I don't actually know what it's like to be in this situation. I'm gonna go with no, though. And parents, I would love to hear from you guys to see if like I'm off base or anything like that. But I have a few issues with this. First of all, I have issues with grandparents who think that their grandchildren are their children, that like they have some weird like claim over the parents, like over the mom or over the dad, doesn't matter which one. Like I don't like that. I think that's kind of strange. So for like the grandmother to say you're selfish for wanting to feed your child, like I don't like that. I think there's gonna be a lot of people in the comments who are like,
oh, well, you don't want her to turn into a helicopter mom, but like,
they went through a very traumatic experience and he's still an infant, meaning that not a lot of time has passed, okay? Like if you almost lost your child, I would assume there would be a period of time where like you don't want to let them go. You just want to hold them and hug them and all the things, you know? I don't have kids, but like when I thought Milo was sick with his like little eye thing, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, when like I thought that it was some kind of cancer or something in his eye, oh my God, I was like, I don't want to be away from him. I can't go on trips. Like I literally scheduled travel trips for podcasting and things like that around how long I would be away from Milo. Cause like I was like, I can't be gone for too long. He's gonna get lonely and sad and he's sick. Like what if he's sick? Like if I'm feeling like that with my cat, I'm sure it's very valid with a mother and her child, okay? So I really don't like mother-in-law like gaslighting her in that way. But what I really don't like is this idea that, you know, parents set a rule, don't kiss the baby, which has some medical validity to it, okay? And I'll get into that in a moment. And the in-laws not only don't respect it, but are mocking her for it. That is a hard no for me. Hard pass, absolutely not, like no, okay? And I don't have the same kind of experience with this, but like when Avery and I first got the cats, we used to take them with us when we like went to go see his parents or our parents. Like our cats have been to my parents' house, our cats have been to his parents' house, and I'll never forget this time where, like, for those of you who don't know, I think I even said it last episode, but Vixie has like a very strange stomach. She has acid reflux, she throws up a lot, and when we first got her, we really didn't know what it was. We thought that she might be allergic to some different kinds of food. So when she was a kitten, like we were very cautious about like if she were to get people food at all, because we weren't really sure what would trigger it, and we wanted to like be mindful and not make her sick. And Avery's dad really wanted to feed her pieces of ham, and I was like, no, we don't know. We don't know what's making her throw up. We're being cautious. We want to watch. And he didn't really take me seriously and gave it to her anyways. And lo and behold, she started throwing up, and I was so angry. And I told Avery, I said, we're not doing this. These are my boundaries with the cats, and they're not being set. Like, what about if we have kids? You know, like this can't happen. And Avery backed me up on that, of course. We love our friendly neighborhood lawyer man, but you know, I know it's not the same thing, but you know, that's important. And since then, we don't take our cats anywhere, you know, where they stay here and everyone's happy, and it is what it is. But like boundaries with those things are so important. If parents have a rule about their child, who are you to decide, no, that doesn't apply to me? No. Who do you think you are? You're not their parents. I'm their grandparent. No, that's nothing special. I'm sorry, you're not special. Like, did you guys see like the Anna Delvey thing, you know, where she's like, you're not special because you have a baby. Like, people go and squat in fields and have a baby, you know? Like, I've been using that phrase a lot. Like, you're not special because you're a grandparent. Like, everyone's a grandparent. Most people are grandparents, you know? Not everybody, most people. You didn't do anything crazy or spectacular, whatever, to become a grandparent. Like, it quite literally happens naturally. So you don't get special treatment of breaking rules that have medical validity just because you're a grandparent, you know? And kissing babies, like that is a serious risk to infants. You know, my best friend, her son, my little nephew, when he was a little less than 1 year old, like his immune system was not fully built or anything like that, and lo and behold, he got RSV because people wouldn't stop kissing the baby. And it was so incredibly terrifying. It was very serious. He was in the NICU. Like it was bad. Not a good time. We were very, very worried. And luckily he's fine now. He's the happiest boy, the smiliest boy. He's perfect in every way. But at the time, it was a really big concern. And so, like, when parents are saying, don't kiss my baby, it's not because they hate you. It's not because they are trying to keep the baby from you. Like, no, it's a very serious medical risk. Like, there are colds that us adults have all the time that we don't even think would be so detrimental to itty bitty little bitty babies, but they are, and that stuff matters. So like, listen to the parents or don't be around the kid. Like, that's my thing. So I'm going good apple. Apple number 4. I'm gonna remember to do the prediction this time. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Am I the bad apple for ruining a little girl's birthday party? How do you not guess something like that is gonna, like, I wanna say yes, because like, how could you justify ruining a child's birthday party? But I feel like there's gotta be a twist, you know? Like, I, 34 female, have 2 kids, 8 male and 4 female. My daughter's name is Aurora. My husband, 36 male, and I chose that name because it's very similar to my late father-in-law's name, and it just worked well with our last names. It had nothing to do with the princess from Sleeping Beauty, but in spite that, we've had a lot of fun with that movie in the past, and ever since my daughter realized she shares a name with a Disney character, Princess Aurora has been her absolute favorite. Our family went to Disney World in July, and while there, we bought my daughter a Princess Aurora costume, and she loves it. She wears it every chance she can. 2 weeks ago, one of Aurora's friends from school threw a princess-themed birthday party. She encouraged her friends to all wear costumes, and of course, my daughter wanted to go as her favorite character, Princess Aurora. When we got to the party, the birthday girl came to greet my daughter, and she was also dressed as Princess Aurora. I didn't know her costume was gonna be that prior to the party, or I would have gotten my daughter something else. I was a little worried for a second, but the birthday girl was actually really excited. She said they looked like twins, and it was so adorable. They ran off to play, and I completely forgot about the costumes for a while. About 30 minutes into the party, I was at a table with some of the other moms, and the birthday girl's mother came up to me. She asked if I brought any spare clothes for Aurora, and I said, yeah, I always have an extra shirt and pair of shorts for her, and she asked me to change my daughter into the spare clothes and out of her costume. The mother explained she hired a photographer to walk around and take pictures of the kids, and was also planning to get a group photo near the end of the party. She didn't want anyone wearing the same costume as her daughter in the pictures. She also said,
well, what if my kid gets jealous? I mean, your kid already gets to share a name with their favorite princess.
Now, if the birthday girl was the one who had a problem, I might have considered changing Aurora into her spare clothes, but no. The birthday girl was genuinely excited to be dressed as twins. It also didn't feel fair to force my daughter to be the only one at the party without a costume in a party full of children in princess dresses. I said no and explained these reasonings to the girl's mom, and she insisted for a few minutes, but I held my ground. Some of the other moms started to back me up, so birthday girl's mom just gave up and left. When I went to pick the kids up at school earlier this week, I ran into the birthday girl's mom again. She accused me of ruining her daughter's party by allowing Aurora to wear the same costume as her. She told me she doesn't think she'll ever be able to look at those pictures without being disgusted by my behavior. I thought she was exaggerating, but I'm starting to doubt myself. I guess our conflict has found its way into the mom group chat we're both in, and opinions are so divided. Some think having 2 girls wear the same costume is no big deal, but others think I should have changed my daughter's clothes. So, was I the bad apple? Okay, let's be clear about something. The question is, am I the bad apple for ruining a little girl's birthday party? You didn't ruin the little girl's birthday party. The little girl was happy and excited and ecstatic to have a little twin, you know? Like, you did not ruin the little girl's time. What you ruined were the photographs that the mom planned on taking of everyone, which, first of all, I don't think she asked permission to get photographs of all these kids, because, like, you clearly didn't know about the photographer. So, like, why is she hiring people to come take photos of 4-year-olds without parent permission? Like, that's a little odd to me, but the idea that this mom is making, like, such a big deal over her daughter's 4-year-old birthday party photos. Do you think that those photos are gonna be the ones that are, like, hanging in the home for the rest of your lives? No. When she grows up and she goes to homecoming or prom or graduation or her wedding, like, those are gonna be the forever photos. Like, this one photograph or this one day of photos of a 4-year-old's birthday party, like, those aren't gonna be the forever photos in the home, you know? Like, it feels like a very weird hill to die on. It feels very strange to, like, first of all, if you are that concerned about no one wearing the same outfit as your child, then let the parents know, hey, I have a photographer coming, I'm dressing my child in XYZ, I would really like her to be the only one in this outfit. But it's also very strange to like blame a 4-year-old. You can't wear that dress because you share the same name as the princess. That's the name given to you at birth, and it's like not fair because my daughter's jealous. What? Like that? I mean, I guess you can legally change your name if you want to, like if it's that important to you, but that just feels like a really weird fight to pick. You do you, girl. And like getting like mom group chats sound so toxic to me. Like I'm not in them, I have no reason to be in them, but like I've never heard anything good come from like a big community mom group chat or Facebook. Like, why do you do it to yourselves? Because like if is that normal to bring drama from a birthday party into the mom group chat? Like I can't, man. That feels so weird. Like that, do you not have more things to do with your day than to worry about if someone was in a similar costume in a photo with your daughter that your daughter was not upset about? Like this it feels like a very weird hill to die on, you know? I don't see anything wrong with like not making Aurora be the only person not in a princess dress and princess costume. Like, I feel like that's mean. I feel like that's cruel. Again, if the birthday girl actually cared, that might be a different story. But when she doesn't, why would you go out of your way to make Aurora sad? Like right now, none of the kids are sad. All of the kids are happy. Why would you go out of your way to make one unhappy for a photo that like you can easily Photoshop if it means that much to you? It's really not that hard. Like the AI in Photoshop, like you could literally do a little circle over it and be like, change to Cinderella dress. And like, it's that easy. It's that easy. I don't see why you have to make mom drama. I don't see why you would have to make a little girl sad. Like that just feels so unnecessary, you know? So parents, I would love your opinion on this. Because again, I don't have kids, there might be something that I'm missing, but I'm going with good apple. All right, so we have 4 good apples. Oh my gosh, right after Thanksgiving. I guess we just have leftovers from dinner, you know? At least that's what I got. I would love to know if you guys got anything similar or different. Definitely let me know down in the comments. As you know, I don't always get to respond to everything, but when I'm in long car rides with Avery and I'm passenger princess all the way, I sit there and scroll. I really do read everything. So as per usual, would just love to hear your thoughts. For your well wishes, I hope you are all recovering from Thanksgiving. I hope that you have the best leftovers. I hope your family didn't scar you too badly. And I want to know, what was your favorite part? Was there anything exciting? Was it just calm and nice? Was it a disaster? I hope it wasn't. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite part is. I am so glad you guys joined me today. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see y'all next week. Bye, my lovelies. Mwah.